I got this 12-inch birchwood circle from Lowe's for about $8, and I started by measuring it halfway and cutting the circle in half. And I used my handsaw. And then I took some Antique Villa Wise Owl paint and a foam roller, and I just applied 2 coats of the Antique Villa to 1/2 of the circle. I then grabbed this mop head from Dollar Tree for $1. And I laid it out, and I took some painter's tape, and I just wrapped it along the top of both sides of the mop head. I grabbed my cutting mat and my rotary cutter, and I just cut down the center of the seam here that held together the mop head. And it held it together pretty well. I took my hot glue gun and I just re-secured any loose pieces. There were a couple loose strands, but for the most part, it stayed together pretty well. And I used the extra material to re-glue some of the loose pieces. And then I took my own ribbon, and using the hot glue, I just wrapped that around the top as well. And now I did it to both sides. So again, the extra material that was there, I just took some hot glue and secured it. And then I took my own ribbon and secured it at the top. And now once that was secure, I removed the painter's tape, and then I also just opened up the mop head and put some hot glue in there as well. I then laid both mop halves side by side, and using some hot glue in E6000, I secured them to the bottom half of my half circle. Then I took the other half of the half circle, laid it down, and using my rotary cutter, I just cut around the bottom half to cut the mop head, so that made half of a circle. The rotary cutter cut it pretty nicely, and this worked well using the bottom half of the circle as my guide. And then you can just cut any ones that were a little longer. I then took this scrap wood I had that was a 1/2 inch thick, and I attached the hanger to that and then secured it to the back of my half circle with some wood glue and some hot glue. And then using a 220 grit sandpaper, I just gave it a light sanding. Now you can do this before you attach the mop head. And this is an important step. We applied some Wise Owl varnish, and then you're going to want to let this sit for about 24 hours. And I applied it using a Gen Foam brush. I took a Folk 1 redesigned Decor transfer, and now this comes with 3 panels. And you can just take one large image and cover your half circle. Or what I did was I took the 2 ends and you can piece them together. So I did this way just so I could show you how you can piece them. And I found the center of my circle, and then I removed the clear sheet from the white backing, and you're going to lay that on top of your circle. Now, once you lay it down, you cannot lift it back up. And it comes with this wood tool that you're just going to rub over the entire transfer. And as you rub, the clear sheet will remove from the image, and the transfer will stick to your surface. And then I took my second half and lined it up. And once I was happy, I committed and I rubbed down, and using my wooden tool, I rubbed on top of the transfer. And again, as you rub, the clear sheet will start to lift and the transfer will stay on your surface. And now you're going to take a cloth and just give it a nice buff. And then after this sits for some time, you are going to want to apply a top coat on top of that. And there you go. Now you just have this really cute boho wall decor. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Paint products and transfers can be found on our webpage at chalkitupfancy.com. And you can check out some other tutorials over on our YouTube channel. Have a great day.